Lionel Nelson here, and welcome to A Father's Note, promoting fathers through building men. It's so important that we always stand up for our fathers. We want you to know we're with you. We're standing behind you 110%. You know, I've known you for probably since you was 2 years old.
Yeah. Since I was carrying around a little black drum set.
Yeah. And, you know, ever since then, I've always seen you with a pair of sticks in your hand. Right. Okay, so
I see what you're doing. You don't want me to tell people what you. All right, I'm gonna tell
listen.
Go ahead, finish what you said, but I'm gonna tell you.
But at what point in your did it become a reality to you that you would be a drummer?
To be honest with you, I think it was from the time I picked up drumsticks. I can honestly think back to when I was a child, and you know, of course, being a child, I'm not thinking, "Hey, I can make a living doing this." You know, it was just really trying to just figure it out, and then of course having the super mega coach that you are, basically telling me I'm either gonna do it right or I ain't gonna do it at all. It was
hey, you remember this?
Oh, goodness. Oh, you gotta send me that, man.
Of course, man. No problem, man.
Wow.
No problem.
Man, where you find this picture?
Hey, your auntie Nita, man. That's who I got it from, bro. That's who I got it from.
Those are the days, man.
Yeah. You know.
You got me with that one.
Now, for those of you who may not know, now this is David. He had to be about 5, maybe 6 years old here. And if I just can tell this story here, how this moment came about. And as I stated, that he's always had drumsticks in his hand. So, you know, I had a group at the time with the Miracle Lights. I was with the Miracle Lights, and I was the bass player then. And of course, we had a drummer that was attended Caesar Griffin and a couple of others. But anyway, so what we would do we would always let him play the first song in rehearsal. No matter what song it was, we would allow him to play the first song. So once he was done with that song, then he'd get off the set, and then we'll go ahead on with our major rehearsal. So one night in rehearsals back then, you know, we rehearsed twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. That's when we was rehearsing. So one night, the main drummer did not show up, couldn't make it for whatever reason. So of course, David, at 4 years old, y'all gotta listen, y'all gotta hear this. At 4 years old, this young man was 4 years old at the time. And so he got on the set, and I didn't say anything. I said, "Hey, come on, let's go." And I just watched and listened. And I could tell you at 4 years old, he knew every intro, he knew every break, he knew every outro on the song, everything that he needed to know during that whole set, that rehearsal, he knew it. And when we was done, I looked at his mother and I told his mother, I said, "Listen," I say, "this is the drummer for the Miracle Lights," and he had been there ever since. So this was at one of our shows that we were at. Mm-hmm. Of course, the leg that's on the right there, that's my leg standing right there giving guidance. Yeah. So I took him under my wings, right. And I guess you could say I helped mold the foundation for other great men and to come along and to sow into his life.
See, now you done told your part of the story. Let me tell you.
Nah, you can't. Look, nah. All right, go ahead. You're my guest. Cool. I'm gonna be nice to the guest. Go ahead. Good.
Well, first of all, I have to always thank you and give you flowers, man, and tell you that a lot of the lessons that you taught me when I was a child, they apply to everything I do today, from the discipline aspect to man, being on time to, man, at 4 years old, you talking to me about being on time. I'm 4 years old. Why you ain't on the drums? You need to be on the seat, ready to play. What you doing? Okay, you had to go to the bathroom. Okay, you should have been on the drum set. So I just want to tell you, man, that everything that you imparted in me and really allowed yourself to be just giving, man. Like you just gave to no end to me, because you really saw the potential of where I could go. I look back now and I'm just like, man, I thank God for you, because there are a lot of people that don't get that. Wow. There are a lot of friends of mine that, I hear horror stories about how they got into music. But for me, it was just you really started me on the right path. Even to the point where you giving me grades like A, B, C, D, F. I got a couple F's, got some B's, got some C's. I don't know if I ever got an A plus.
You never got an A, bro.
I don't know if I
not until recently. Not until recently.
And listen, if I wish you would have said that and I could have printed it out and put it on the wall somewhere that you said I got an A plus, but those are moments of humility that you always made sure were in place. Like no matter how great things were. And it wasn't you down, you coming down on me. It was just more just keeping the humility and keeping the level head. And I'm super grateful for that.
Hey, God bless you, man. Thank you, man, for that. Hey, you was a model student, man. You was a model student. You took it. You took it. And the way I look at it, if you was able to stand that, man, it's no wonder that you are where you're at right now, as far as a musician. So being a musician, being a drummer especially, who was your greatest influencer, especially at that age, coming into music? Who was your greatest influencer at that time?
Well, definitely not just saying it because you're on here, but you were, because you were able to point me in the right direction in terms of the essence of what a drummer was, or a musician in general. I didn't really know anything. I knew that I loved this thing called drums. I just wanted to play, but you were able to kind of mold that and see, like I said, see the potential of where I could go. So especially at that age and during that time, you were definitely my biggest influence. Because
my
mother, of course, my dad and my mother, they always wanted to cultivate whatever it was I felt passionate about. But you were able to say, come here, all right, this is what you need to do to be successful. So definitely, I would definitely give that to you for sure.
I've seen some videos of you where, especially one in the park, where you had the kick, the hat, and the snare, and a ride. Mm-hmm. And now, people need to understand, you were doing that when you were real young. Yeah. And the reason is because you didn't have no choice.
You wouldn't let me. You wouldn't let me play anything else. Like, what you need toms for? You don't need no toms. Toms, what's that? You don't need no. What do you need toms for? And I'm just like, and I used to ask my mom, like, Mom, why he don't like me? What is it? But like you said, man, like the meat and potatoes are what I need. And I had to have under my belt, man. You were teaching me that stuff at 3-4 years old.
Yeah. Because it was always, you didn't need all the cymbals and toms and all that. You have to learn how to do more with less and be effective. And no matter what, I always required you. Look, I want you to stay on top of this bass. No matter what I do, I want you to be there. You got to be there. But of course, I think that most musicians that come along now, I don't think they're really getting that, or don't even understand that concept, or they don't feel that they're really complete unless they have the big set. Right. But if you can take those three pieces and still make it happen, that speaks to your musicianship, if you ask me.
Well, honestly, I feel like today there's not much celebration for people being happy playing their part. Like meaning them, like for instance, a drummer being celebrated for just having a great time, or a bass player for being able to lock up with the drummer. Like that's not really celebrated that much anymore, mainly because we're in a society where everybody can become superstars overnight. You know, all they need is a video that can go viral. You know, and that's the thing. Like, you know, from when I was growing up, you don't know YouTube or nothing like that. Hey man, you gonna sit in this pocket and you gonna play the same field every single time because that's what's supposed to go there.
Right, that's what's required.
Yeah, that was it. And those are the things that now I can play a pop show, I can play a tour with the jazz artist because that level of discipline and being able to really do what's called for in every situation. You taught me that at a very young age.
Wow. Well, I'm grateful again as always.